I think he's telling everybody exactly what they don't want to hear.
You already made everybody think I'm crazy. You already took my family away. You already separated all my friends. I don't got no celebrity friends.
Although controversy is nothing new to Ye, his most recent actions have left both supporters and detractors perplexed and conjecturing. Once regarded as one of the most significant musicians of his time, the rapper, producer, and businessman today appears to lead a life that is equal parts opulent and suspicious. According to rumors, Ye is afraid to return to the US for a variety of complicated reasons, but the main ones are a flurry of litigation and an increasing link to his former friend Shaw Diddy's legal issues. What's actually happening, and why does it seem like you're fleeing from something far more significant than the surface?
If she can prove them, which I assume she has all the evidence, she's good in terms of, proving that.
Kanye West made headlines in October with his jaw-dropping purchase of a Beverly Hills mansion, reportedly shelling out an astounding $35 million for an 11-bedroom, 18-bathroom estate in an exclusive gated community. The property, which spans nearly 7 acres, boasts every luxury imaginable, including a tennis court, a massive outdoor pool, a guest residence connected by a futuristic bridge, and over 20,000 square feet of living space. Designed by renowned architect Richard Landry, often called the king of the mega mansion, the house is a true masterpiece of modern design and lavishness. However, here's the twist: despite the grandeur of this new home, Kanye has barely set foot in it. Instead, he's been frequently spotted globetrotting with his wife, Bianca Censori, in destinations like Tokyo, Tuscany, Paris, and Dubai. So, what's the real reason behind purchasing such a massive estate in the US if he has no plans to live in it?
It's just he's Kanye West, so it's like relentless. I was like, yeah, popcorn. Yeah.
Insiders suggest that the purchase may have been an attempt to project stability amidst a whirlwind of personal and professional chaos, but the timing couldn't have been worse. Just weeks before closing on the Beverly Hills property, Ye reportedly took a massive financial hit on another real estate venture, a Malibu beach house he bought in 2021 for $57 million. Designed by world-renowned architect Tadaro Ando, the property was gutted in an attempt to turn it into a modernist bunker, but the project was abandoned, leaving the home exposed to the elements. As a result, its value plummeted. After languishing on the market, it was eventually sold for just $21 million, marking a loss of over $36 million. It's hard to imagine anyone bouncing back from such a loss, but Ye seemed unfazed as he moved on to his next lavish purchase. What makes this even more perplexing is his apparent reluctance to return to the United States. Sources say his decision to spend most of his time abroad has little to do with family obligations and more to do with mounting legal troubles. One insider claimed that Ye is aware of the ticking time bomb of lawsuits piling up in the US, and with the recent news about Diddy, he doesn't want to risk getting caught in the crossfire. The mention of Diddy is notable. What was once a close friendship between the two music moguls has reportedly soured. Ye appears to be distancing himself from any association with Diddy's ongoing legal issues.
If they did in fact occur, their argument is more than likely going to be that this activity was consensual, that this person was a willing participant, and not only that, but that these individuals assumed the risk of being present at those parties, of engaging and voluntarily engaging in this conduct and being in those spaces, consuming and things of that nature.
At the core of Wes's concerns lies a lawsuit filed by his former assistant, Lauren Pater. She initially accused him of wrongful termination, claiming she was fired for rejecting his advances. However, the lawsuit took a more disturbing turn when Pater amended her allegations to include claims of inappropriate behavior. She asserted that he subjected her to uncomfortable situations both during and before her time working with him. One particularly troubling accusation centers around an incident during a recording session reportedly co-hosted by Ye and Diddy. Pater alleges that she was pressured to stay at the session under questionable circumstances and later found herself in a compromising position. These revelations have only intensified the growing cloud of suspicion surrounding West's actions.
It's still pretty early in the proceedings. I think it's only been about a month or a month and a half since he's been arraigned and held in detention. And so the investigations are always going to be a continuous and ongoing process. I'm sure at this point there's been an exchange of discovery. And not only that, but I think there's been a gag order placed on the attorneys with information that they can and cannot share.
Kanye West, through his legal team, has strongly denied the allegations against him, labeling them as baseless and vowing to file a countersuit. However, the timing of the lawsuit, which coincides with Sean Diddy Combs' own legal troubles, has reportedly left West uneasy. Although he isn't directly implicated in Diddy's case, West is reportedly concerned about the potential for his name to be dragged into the legal spotlight. A source close to him shared that he's fearful of being associated with the scandal, even if he's innocent, as the mere connection could harm his reputation. He's aware of how quickly situations like this can spiral out of control. Meanwhile, West's ex-wife, Kim Kardashian, has publicly criticized him for being an absent father to their 4 children, North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm. While Kanye is said to stay in touch with his kids through video calls, his extended time abroad has raised concerns about his priorities. Kim, who has faced her own share of public scrutiny, recently revealed that she had to evacuate her Calabasas home with their children due to nearby wildfires. Speculation arose over whether Kanye had offered his Beverly Hills mansion as a refuge, but reports indicate he was far from the scene, instead enjoying life abroad with Bianca. This only fueled the narrative that he is neglecting his responsibilities at home in favor of self-preservation. What stands out is how Kanye seems to be navigating these personal and legal challenges while continuing his high-profile, globe-trotting lifestyle. Since May, he and Bianca have been spotted in some of the world's most luxurious locations, from romantic getaways in Tuscany to shopping sprees in Paris. Despite his public appearances, his choice to visit destinations far removed from the United States appears intentional. Japan, where the couple seems to have set up a semi-permanent base, offers a level of privacy and distance that Kanye appears to desire.
Is everybody familiar with the old Houdini? So what Diddy's lawyers are trying to do is pull a Houdini. They're trying to say that the evidence that they have is different. Well, it's not different. The video that the entire world has seen is not going to go away. The fact that he had parties that were freak-offs is not going away. So it's just a question of whether or not.
While West's net worth remains in the hundreds of millions, his recent financial choices combined with ongoing legal challenges paint a picture of someone struggling to keep things under control. His decision to stay abroad might offer some short-term respite, but the lawsuits in the US are persistent, and no matter how much he tries to avoid them, he may eventually have no choice but to confront the consequences.
Then if he does, this new, quote, robust bail package, you can avoid and evade. And he is very connected with people that can help him avoid and evade. I'm not saying he will, but I would be surprised if the court grants him a bond. When the federal government wants you detained, you are normally detained, and here it was a very far-reaching situation that he was involved.
An even more intriguing question is why he continues to make such high-profile investments and appearances if he's truly trying to avoid the spotlight. His new Beverly Hills mansion is a prime example, an extravagant purchase that makes headlines yet remains largely unoccupied. Some speculate that West's actions are motivated by a need to stay relevant in the fiercely competitive world of celebrity culture. Others believe it's a calculated move to distract from his ongoing legal issues. Whatever the reason, West's behavior has left fans questioning whether his actions are part of a larger strategy or simply the result of a man desperately trying to hold on to his empire as it teeters on the edge.
In the meantime, let's go back to New York City. Want to get some updates on the case that is unfolding there regarding Sean Diddy.
The connection to Diddy's case adds another layer of complexity to an already tangled situation. Although Ye and Diddy were once close, their relationship has soured since West's controversial White Lives Matter t-shirt incident in 2020. At the time, Diddy publicly criticized West's actions, calling them tone-deaf, which sparked a heated exchange of text messages that West later shared on social media. What seemed like a personal falling out between the two moguls has taken on new significance, with Diddy now facing serious legal charges. This has led some fans to question whether there is more to the story.
That's it. You know, if it is privilege, of course they won't. But if it really is what the prosecution says, that has nothing to do with the case, or even worse, it's actually evidence of witness tampering, because we all know the attorney-client privilege, there's a crime fraud exception. You can't use your lawyer to perpetuate a future or continuing fraud or crime. So if the documents are what the government says they are, they're going to get them again. And again, it's just going to be a matter of days, because I don't expect.
If the documents are indeed what the prosecution claims, it could be a game-changer for the case. They might not be privileged, and even if they are, the crime-fraud exception could apply, meaning they can be used as evidence if they're tied to criminal activity. If the government's accusations hold true, they'll keep coming after these documents. And the clock is ticking on this case. But if West's hesitation to return to the United States wasn't intriguing enough, things take a darker turn when Diddy enters the picture. Their once close friendship now serves as a cautionary tale of how quickly alliances in the entertainment industry can disintegrate. Diddy's legal troubles have rocked the music world, casting a long shadow over West and fueling rumors that West is desperate to distance himself from his former confidant. Could West's paranoia simply be about avoiding association with Diddy's unraveling scandal, or is there something deeper at play?
So that, they probably didn't see these notes, and they never will.
But if you're Diddy, don't you want your notes back?
Yeah.
If you've spent so many hours gathering evidence for your side or, strategy or whatever, for me, I'd be oh no, please don't destroy, please return.
Let's rewind a bit to understand the gravity of Diddy's situation. Once a titan of the entertainment industry, Diddy now faces some of the most shocking allegations of his career. The charges have sent shockwaves through Hollywood, and his once untouchable reputation is crumbling under the weight of these accusations. Investigators have reportedly uncovered extensive evidence of orchestrated events involving questionable behavior, pointing to a history of manipulative tactics. The details are so explosive that even some of Diddy's closest allies have gone silent, unwilling to jeopardize their own reputations by standing by him. And that's where West's story becomes even more compelling.
He doesn't buy what the prosecution's selling. He thinks they've looked at the notes.
Yeah.
He thinks that they're cheating.
I mean, I would think that too.
But apparently, what happened is commonplace.
Mm-hmm.
Their friendship goes way back. At one point, they were inseparable, publicly praising each other and teaming up at high-profile events. West once credited Diddy with inspiring both his career and personal life, saying that he still goes to Diddy for advice to this day. They shared stages, partied together, and were often seen as two of the most powerful forces in the music world. But as the saying goes, the higher you climb, the harder you fall. Their relationship began to crack in 2022 when West debuted his infamous White Lives Matter shirts during Paris Fashion Week, sparking widespread backlash. Diddy, who had defended West through countless controversies, couldn't stay quiet this time, calling the stunt tone-deaf in an interview. Things spiraled quickly from there. West, never one to back down, fired back with a series of text messages he later posted on social media. In these messages, he accused Diddy of being controlled by outside forces, saying, "I am going to use you as an example to show people that no one can threaten or influence me." The feud escalated with West suggesting that Diddy was being influenced by hidden hands, an accusation that only added fuel to the conspiracy theories surrounding both men.
No, I'm not surprised by the ruling because, as she cited in her order, there are very serious allegations about the danger that he potentially poses to other witnesses and the public at large. There are allegations that he has, been violent with others. He's also attempted to allegedly intimidate other witnesses and still contact witnesses while incarcerated.
Now, fast forward to 2024. And Diddy's legal troubles have brought up years of rumors and whispers about his behavior. Federal investigators reportedly raided his properties, uncovering disturbing evidence. This has reignited speculation about the inner workings of the entertainment industry, leaving many to wonder how deep the connections between its biggest players really go. For his part, West seems to be doing everything he can to avoid being pulled into the fallout. But is he truly innocent? Or is he just trying to stay one step ahead of the storm?
Not buying it all, Kana. And safety can mean a couple different things. Safety just doesn't mean free from harm of violence.
Let's not forget that West has his own set of allegations to deal with. His former assistant, Lauren Passat, has accused him of creating a toxic work environment and engaging in inappropriate behavior. West has denied these claims and vowed to countersue, but the timing couldn't be worse. Pissat's amended lawsuit includes an incident that allegedly took place during a studio session co-hosted by both West and Diddy. This connection has raised eyebrows and left many wondering if West's fear of returning to the US is less about the lawsuits and more about avoiding any potential link to Diddy's case.
I'm not surprised with the decision. I'm surprised that Judge Subramanian entertained it. He held a 2-hour hearing, which we were covering live, and he issued a 5-page written order. Most other judges, including the 2 previous judges, to consider this issue, summarily denied the bail motion. I think a lot of it stems from Judge Subramanian being a newer judge. This is a Biden appointee.
What makes this even more fascinating is West's history of speaking out against the entertainment industry. He has long claimed that the industry is controlled by powerful forces that use their influence to silence and manipulate artists. In a recent interview, he doubled down on these claims, stating, "All celebrities are controlled. You don't see anyone talking about the real issues because they're scared. They know the game and they don't want to risk losing everything." While some dismissed his comments as just another one of his infamous rants, others saw them as a rare glimpse into the darker side of fame.
I agree, and the risk of flight was always going to be a tough argument for the government because obviously Combs voluntarily came to New York. He surrendered his passports through his lawyer. He could have fled after the March raids of his Miami and Los Angeles homes, but he didn't. He has access to 2 private jets. I think it was a tougher argument. I know the government made the argument, but clearly the best argument was the dangerousness and the witness tampering. They had much more evidence.
Since then, fans have taken to social media to dissect West's every move, with some suggesting that he's being set up by the very forces he's warned about. According to this theory, West's legal troubles and his connection to Diddy's case are part of a larger plot to discredit him. Supporters point to his history of speaking out against industry elites as evidence that he's being targeted. One fan wrote, "West's been telling us for years that there's more going on behind the scenes. Now they're trying to take him down because he won't play by their rules." Whether or not there's truth to these claims, one thing is clear: West's actions have struck a nerve. Conspiracy theories aside, there's no denying that West's continued absence from the US raises serious questions. His globe-trotting lifestyle may seem glamorous, but it also paints a picture of a man on the run. His refusal to return, even as his ex-wife publicly criticizes him for being an absent father, only adds to the mystery. With his legal team reportedly stalling lawsuits by claiming that he's out of the country, it's hard not to wonder if he's avoiding more than just the courtroom.
Both sides in the Sean Diddy Combs case have until today to give answers for how the music mogul has been communicating from jail. Combs appearing in court last Friday seeking bail while he awaits trial. He's been held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn since September.
Despite all the chaos, West seems to be thriving in his self-imposed exile. From lavish dinners in Dubai to quiet moments in Tokyo, he's living a life that most could only dream of. Bianca Sori, his wife, appears to be his constant companion, and the two seem inseparable as they navigate this new chapter together. But even this has sparked criticism, with some accusing West of prioritizing his new life over his responsibilities back home.
This is video of Diddy's family arriving to court for last Friday's hearing. Prosecutors arguing that he misused prison systems in an attempt to tamper with potential witnesses, and they say they have proof Diddy used other inmates' phone cards or used three-way calls with friends to contact associates that prosecutors consider to be a part of his criminal.
Meanwhile, Diddy's situation continues to unravel, and the parallels between the two men are impossible to ignore. Both built empires that redefined the music industry, and now both find themselves at the center of scandals that threaten to overshadow their legacies. The difference, however, is that Diddy is facing the full weight of the legal system, while West seems to be doing everything he can to stay out of its reach. As the public watches this drama unfold, one thing is clear: the lines between truth and fiction are becoming increasingly blurred. Is West truly an innocent man trying to protect himself from an unjust system? Or is he hiding something that could bring his empire crashing down? And what about Diddy? Are the allegations against him the result of years of unchecked power? Or is he the latest victim of a system that builds up its stars only to tear them down? The connections between these two titans of hip-hop are undeniable, but the full story remains shrouded in mystery. For now, West continues to live his life abroad, far from the prying eyes of the US legal system. But how long can he keep running? And when he does return, will he face the music, or find a way to rewrite the narrative once again? As the stakes continue to rise, the world waits to see what happens next in this unfolding saga. One thing's for sure, in the world of West and Sean Combs, the truth is often stranger than fiction.
Let me read these harlequins. This is how he was rendered. This is a trainer, but come to find out, he was actually Canadian intelligence, but this is my trainer.
As West's saga continues to unfold, we're left with more questions than answers. Is West's fear of returning to the US really about avoiding legal troubles, or is there a deeper conspiracy at play? And how much of Diddy's current situation is influencing West's decisions? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear your take on this celebrity drama. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more juicy updates on your favorite stars. Until next time, stay tuned and keep the conversation going. West is no stranger to controversy, and the plot continues to thicken.